All right, beautiful people, beautiful men, and beautiful women. Because remember, if you are a woman, this is also a very interesting series to watch for your male friends, for your boyfriend, for your family members, for anybody. So today we're at day 5. So yeah, congratulations if you made it through, you know, to the 5th day from day 1. I'm really proud of you because this is quite an undertaking, actually. I know from personal experience that it's actually quite difficult to do this Nofap No Nut November challenge, you know? And what I'm seeing in the comments from people who are doing this challenge is that they're not experiencing much. After 2 weeks, I see people saying, you know what, I'm not experiencing anything. I'm not feeling better. I'm not feeling stronger. Well, I'm going to have to tell you that this takes time, it takes practice, and it takes discipline. But one thing that people are also missing out from the practice, which is an extremely important element, what the Taoists and the yogis always knew in relation to semen retention and meditation, is something that my teacher taught me, and that is that not only is it important to not ejaculate and to keep your semen in your body, it's also very important to cultivate this energy because our sperm has an incredible amount of energy and it needs this energy. It needs a very strong energy because this is a whole 250 million humans in there, and they all need to be healthy and happy for their survival. And as I explained in the previous video, they have a tremendous amount of energy. And so what we will experience if we stop ejaculating is actually we'll feel better, but we won't feel way better. And the secret to feeling way better is to have a practice of bringing this energy through the body, right? Because if we don't do that, what can also happen is we become even more sexually frustrated. We become even more lustful and even more needy because now we have all this energy that's being built up. And man, you can see memes on the internet. People are, pictures of people who are just frustrated, right? And so there are meditative practices to bring this energy through the body in a healthy way. And I'll tell you also that this also takes discipline, but the rewards are heaven on earth, And that's why I made this channel Heaven Earth Union, because this is the experience that I want to share, because it's the most deepest, most beautiful, blissful feeling to be able to master this exercise, right? It's empowering. You become empowered, you become magnetic because you are using this energy, cultivating it, which is magnetic. You feel powerful, your ability to heal improves, you become attractive. And so you become so attractive that you don't even need to be looking and around for women, you don't even care anymore. And that's exactly what, ironically, it is attractive. So I also want to share something for men out there who experience premature ejaculation, because also with premature ejaculation, what many modern scientists and doctors in the West don't, psychologists in the West don't always understand, is that premature ejaculation, also one of the big cause of this, is that your energy is stuck in your pelvis, in your balls, you could say. So you have this energy and it's building up. And what the body naturally tends to do when this energy builds up is it feels the need to procreate. It feels the need to release. And that is then the result is to ejaculate. So biologically, when you have life force energy which is stuck in the pelvis, you feel the need to ejaculate, right? And So when you're not letting it flow through the body, through meditation, through movement, qigong, all the things that you learn on this channel, and if you want to learn more, be sure to subscribe, is that when you don't do this, when even the slightest stimulation is happening, your body just, it's almost like a bomb. It's you have to be very careful, and once you touch it, it explodes. And it's the cause of this is that the energy is not flowing up the spine through the body and down the front. So there is a meditation that we use for this. It's called the microcosmic orbit. The Taoists have used this name. I can imagine that this meditation is used in many different cultures, in ancient cultures. In fact, this process of transmuting the sexual energy in what people call alchemy has been symbolized with many different things. The Quetzalcoatl, or the snake climbing up the staff of Hermes, the caduceus, which is used in our, it's a logo for our health systems. So with this meditation, what we're doing is we are feeling and moving energy with our mind from the perineum, which is where this energy is stored in our testicles. We are kind of bringing that energy to the perineum and up the spine towards the crown of the head, and with our tongue connected to the roof of the mouth, we make this electric switch, and the energy is able to flow back down the front of the body to the navel, to the perineum. And remember, what you are doing now is you are becoming a holy man, in the sense that you are igniting, you are charging, supercharging, I would say, your energy centers. You have these chakras in the body, which are incredibly important for your overall physical health, because your physical body needs electricity to run. So we are supercharging our batteries, our energy system. We feel the effects of this. We feel more open in our expression. We feel more connecting with our heart. We feel more willpower to get our jobs done, to follow our purpose. And we feel more intuition, clear intuitions when our mind is open, right? So the microcosmic orbit, let's get to it. And remember, if it doesn't work in the first try, don't be surprised. It takes practice. For some people, it takes weeks, months to even feel anything. But we hope that we can feel something today. And if you want to learn more about this and be more guided with these practices, be sure to get in touch with me, and we can have a call and we can see if we can work together. Okay, so let's put the chair aside and let's get ready for some practice. And I'm going to set a timer. I mean, it's always great to practice in such a way that time suddenly stops, But I'm going to time this video because I promised that we would be doing around 20 minutes of practice, so let's do it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to find a beautiful position to do our practice. And first thing I'm going to invite you to do is to shake your body loose. Allow the breathing to be somewhat deeper than usual. Down into the belly, down into the pelvis. Feel your arms just shaking next to your body, and you're jumping up and down. Feel your feet on the ground. And so this is an exercise that we've been doing every day. Why? Because it's essential. Because when we are feeling, we are moving energy to the different body parts. Our mind stops. You could say that this is already Qigong, a moving meditation. Okay, feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling your legs. Any exercise is great if you are practicing this challenge. Any exercise will bring your attention more to your body and your feeling and less to your desires, superficial desires. All right, and feeling the pelvic floor, the testicles, genitals, the anus, the perineum, this whole area, the pelvic floor. Okay, now feel your tailbone, bottom part of your spine. Feel your sacrum. Feel your lower back. Feel the whole area between your lower back and your navel, this whole space here. And coming higher, your solar plexus, the whole area between the front and the spine. Beautiful. And if you may notice some warmth, some movement. You may be able to feel the different areas of your body. And what we're already doing is moving energy. And what we're already doing is moving energy up from our genital area to different areas of the body. Feeling now into the area of the heart, between the front and the back of the spine. Smiling into the area of your heart. Feel love, self-love, appreciation for yourself, for taking care of yourself, for practicing here. Feel your neck. Feel your head. And feel your arms. You may notice that it's easier and easier to feel different body parts after we've been shaking for a while. This is because our joints are relaxing, our physical tensions are relaxing, and the energy is able to flow more easily through the body. Okay, beautiful. We'll do our spinal cord breathing, our classic exercise, which is Very important to get this energy flowing for our microcosmic orbit later. Breathing in, arms forwards, pelvis forwards, breathing in, arms back, pelvis back, breathing out, arms forward, pelvis forwards. And make a beautiful motion. Shoulders relaxed as possible, keeping the upper part of the body straight. Being sure to move that pelvis. This is movement of the pelvis is so important to release tensions of the pelvis. If we have little motility in the pelvis, then you can be sure that it's difficult to move sexual energy through the body. That is to say, to move the energy. And sexual energy, these practices, they have such a taboo. But actually, by practicing them, we become more, in alignment with what everybody would want. Living more respectfully towards each other, towards women, towards ourselves. We become more empowered. So let's take the taboo out of sexual energy and learn to use it properly. Also, for teenagers who are reaching puberty. Okay. Beautiful. And we can just relax now. Take a seat for yourself, and we'll get started with the meditative practice. I'm going to take my chair like this, and I hope you can all see me, because I'm going to share some specific points now. And so we're going to start by doing a nice fire abdominal breathing, energizing breathing. So we've introduced this in the previous episodes, but for the reminder, we're breathing out, pushing the navel back towards the spine in fast movements. What we're doing here is warming up the life force energy in our lower dantian, this belly center, which is going to help us to move energy to other parts of the body. It's going to help us to transform our sexual energy into energy for healing, for health, for our own development. So every time I breathe out from the navel, I'm also making a slight contraction in the anus and the perineum, my pelvic floor muscles, like this. Okay, so get used to this feeling. We'll do it 30 times together. And remember, if you don't feel anything at home, just do it until you feel something. If you feel dizzy, stop the practice. Just take a break, but you can do it again. Feeling dizzy is normal. After a while, it subsides. So let's breathe together. Beautiful. Just breathing normally now, breathing easily into the belly, feeling with our attention into the core of our lower dantian, that place from where the breath expands from and contracts to. And now take a deep, deep, deep breath in, belly, chest, hold the breath, and release. A beautiful exercise, the breath of peace. Also helps us to get this energy more balanced in the body. Okay, so we're going to start opening the two channels of the microcosmic orbit. Placing both hands over your navel, being at the front of your seat so that there's some space behind your chair. The feet connected to the earth. An important element which I'm going to remind you of is to let your weight sink down to the earth so that you can let the energies from below move towards the heavens. And so we unite the energies from the heaven and the earth. Breathing in our belly, eyes closed, the tongue connected to the tip of the mouth. Remember, making a connection between these two channels. And remember, in the beginning, I'm giving a lot of instructions and theory, but just try to practice, and you can always learn the theory later. Let's just have a beautiful experience of this practice together. And what we're going to do now is move with our attention between different points in the body. And we're going to start by breathing in, moving with our attention from the navel to our perineum, the place in between the sexual organs and the anus. And on the out breath, we're going to move back towards the navel. So breathing in and out, we are shifting with our attention to the different parts of the body. And everybody can do this. Everybody can move energy because everybody can feel, okay, I'm now feeling in the navel and now I'm feeling in the perineum. So we can do it. And I also want to invite you to keep a slight contraction in the muscles of the perineum and the anus while doing this exercise. Breathing deeply in the belly, every time on the in-breath, moving from the navel to perineum. And then moving back from the anus, the perineum, to the navel in the out-breath. Keeping your crown up towards the heavens, keeping your spine straight. Smiling. And now one hand stays on your navel, the other hand comes to your lower back. And what we're going to do now is we're going to breathe in from the navel to the lower back on the in-breath and breathe out from the lower back to the navel. So we're making this we're making this half circular motion. All you have to do is feel from one area to the other. Push your feet a little bit on the ground so that you have a nice firm structure. And if this takes time, if you need some more time to feel the exercise, you can also put it on pause until you feel something. Or you just do it every day. Do the practices, the warm-up practices as well. Follow this video and just repeat it daily. What you should feel with the practice is that the points suddenly they connect and it turns into a channel. So now we're breathing in through the navel along the perineum, remember? So we're moving along that point that we were just breathing into before, and then coming to the lower back. And on the out breath, going back along the same route, back to the navel. Okay, moving the hand on the back a bit higher to the area on the opposite side of the solar plexus. The solar plexus, we can find it by just the middle point between the navel and the sternum. You see the bottom part of this bony area, just in the middle here. Right, and then on the opposite side, we have the solar plexus, but we're keeping this hand on the navel, keeping the hand on the back on the solar plexus, the opposite side of the solar plexus. Breathing in from the navel to the solar plexus, breathing out from the solar plexus to the navel. Now we're moving higher to the point on the opposite side of the heart. It can be quite a stretch for your arm, but try and place your finger on there. Breathing from the navel in, along the perineum, lower back, solar plexus, opposite side of the solar plexus, and then to the opposite side of the heart, along the spine, and back down, along the spine to the navel. And then we're moving with the hand to the bottom of the neck. We have this bony area. You can place your hand along the top over where the bones are sticking out the most. Breathing from the navel up along the perineum, along the spine to this place, and back down. Okay, now we're coming to the back of the skull. The same thing, breathing up along the spine and breathing out back down towards the navel. Again, remember, see what happens when you let your body weight sink down on the chair. You feel all your muscles go, and see if it helps. See if you feel the sensation of moving energy better. Even if you feel something small, it's already a great achievement. Now we're with the fingers at the crown, the top of the head. Breathing in from the navel all the way along the perineum, spine to the top of the crown, back down along the spine to the navel. And now, as last, we're going to the point in between the eyebrows. From the navel all the way around the back of the spine, crown, to the point in between the eyebrows. And back down on the out breath. All right, and if you feel some moving energy there, we can take that as an accomplishment. We feel what it feels like now and feel how it compared to how it felt before the exercise. Now we've done the back channel. Now we're going to continue with the front channel. One hand over your throat, one hand on the point where we stopped, point between the eyebrows. The tongue connected to the top of the mouth. Breathing out, moving with our attention down along the tongue, along the throat, to your hand over the throat, and breathing in, back up to the point in between the eyebrows. Now we're breathing in from the point of the eyebrows to the heart. Smiling to the beautiful heart space, and breathing out back along the throat, tongue to the point in between the eyebrows. Keeping this little bit of tension in the pelvic floor, remember it's just 10%, so that you can keep the energy in your body, keep the energy from leaking out. Now moving the hand down to the solar plexus. Breathing in to the point in between the eyebrows, breathing out to the solar plexus. And lastly, hand over the navel. And we're breathing out from the point in between the eyebrows to the navel, in towards point in between the eyebrows. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're back at the navel, so we've completed our microcosmic orbit, but now we're going to make it a natural flow. So breathing in from the navel, along the perineum, along the spine, to the point in between the eyebrows, and breathing out from the point in between the eyebrows along the front of the body, back to the navel. You can keep your hands over your navel. Using your feet to push against the ground a little bit while you're pulling up the energy. And remember yesterday we did the exercise of pushing down the energy. On the out breath, we are pushing down the energy from in between the eyebrows along the front of the body back to the navel. Smiling, slight contraction in the perineum, the anus, crown up towards the heavens. Try and keep your attention close to your body as you're moving from point to point. You practice this daily until you feel the sensation of energy, until you feel a movement of energy, until you feel this energy nourishing your body. All right, we can gather everything in the belly. You can practice this for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. And I want to challenge you on this. And I want you to feel that the longer you do it, the more you feel energy flowing, the better you feel. Okay? Gathering energy in the navel, in the belly area, the lower dantian where it can be stored safely, not in the head. Otherwise, we're overthinking, not in the heart. Otherwise, we're over emotional. Right here in the belly. You can store it for later use. All right. Beautiful people. Thank you so much. What a beautiful practice. I feel open, I feel connected, I feel joyful, I feel great. And think about it, if you do this every day, how you could feel. Now I'm curious how you feel. Please let me know in the comments if you like this practice, and if you want to learn more of these practices, you want to stay in the loop about future challenges, be sure to subscribe to Heaven Earth Union. I'm proud of you guys that you came this far and that you did the challenge. And I hope to see you soon. So practice and enjoy and follow your bliss.